Jack was unlike the others. He didn't want to reach space. He wanted to touch the divine. He studied alchemy, the occult, and writings of Aleister Crowley, a man known as the wickedest man in the world. To Jack, science and magic weren't enemies. They were two of the same cosmic coin. He believed rocket fuel could be a kind of modern alchemy, transforming something greater, breaking free from Earth, and maybe even...
Jack Parsons is the reason we go to space, bro. He has a dream. He says he was contacted by a being named Belial, which is the same word Muslims use for Antichrist. Muslims and Christians believe towards the end of time, someone will come claiming to be Christ when the world is in chaos. Everyone's starving, civilization collapses, like all hell breaks loose. And then this human being appears that says, I am God. Worship me and I'm going to save you guys. Antichrist. The Muslim word for it is Dajjal. It's the same concept. This guy, who's not even Arab, says he sees a dream that the Antichrist came to him in the dream and said, you are very important for my work. I'm going to help you get to rockets up. And he taught him how to make what he created for rocketry.
Now this guy, who was at Cal Poly Tech, right? This guy, Jack Parsons, was openly a devil worshiper. He developed the fuel that enabled us to penetrate the stratosphere. Satellites could not have come about without this guy. In his diary that he himself wrote, he had a dream. This is 1948. He had a dream where he saw somebody that he calls Belial Dajjal. And he tells him, you are helping me. Wallahi, I'm not making this up. You go look it up yourself. Okay, so where's all this stuff coming from? Seriously, where's it all coming from? We're in the age of the Dajjal, you know. It's just Allahu Alam, when and where and what, but this is it, people. As far as I'm concerned, it's end game. Water and prayer and Qibla, can't take that away from us. So we need to prepare as much as we can. You know, but the technology, if you study where all this technology comes from, read about the magic and the Enlightenment period. All these scientists were magicians. They were all into black magic. You read about Francis Bacon. I just read a biography of Francis Bacon called Knowledge is Power, Magic and the Creation of Modern Science. Francis Bacon was reading all these magical books. Arthur C. Clarke. Arthur C. Clarke, great technologist. He actually has most of the patents that enabled the satellites, right? If you look at his interview with BBC in 1961, where he predicts the internet, he predicts the cell phones, he predicts texting. He said that by the year 2000, people are going to have handheld devices that enable them to talk to anybody anywhere, right? Arthur C. Clarke said, and he has 3 laws of technology. One of his laws is no technology reaches a level of complexity except it becomes indistinguishable from magic.
Dracula was stopped by Muslims. Now, I'd never heard this story before, and I fact-checked it, and it's all historically accurate. So in 1430, in the year 1430, in the Principality of Wallachia, a former country in what is now southern Romania, a boy named Vlad III was born, the son of King Vlad II. Later in life, he would become known as Vlad Tepes, the Impaler, or Dracula, the Dragon. Now that's what Dracula means, actually. I didn't realize it means the dragon. That's explained in a minute. Now, when Vlad was just 12 years old, he and his brother, Radu, he had a brother, were placed under the custody of the Ottomans and raised at the court of the Sultan. This was part of an agreement their father made with the Ottomans to secure military support in order to maintain his rule. Their stay at the court served as a guarantee that King Vlad II would honor the agreement to pay taxes on time, and as a means of securing his loyalty. Now, Radu, the younger brother, so Dracula had a younger brother, adapted well to his new environment, even becoming friends with the Sultan's son, Mehmed II, who would later, of course, become famous as Sultan himself, and eventually converted to Islam. So Dracula's brother converted to Islam. He was a Christian and became a Muslim. Interesting. I didn't know that. Vlad took a different path, no kidding. After the death of his father and his own rise to the throne in Wallachia, he chose the side of the Christian Hungarians against the Islamic Ottomans. He also became a member of the so-called Order of the Dragon, a Christian military order tasked with defending the church and fighting the Muslims of the Ottoman Empire. This membership earned him the well-known nickname Dracula, which means dragon.
So this is one of the inner earth groups which actually look like people from Africa. So that was one of the things I had real trouble with other insiders. Remember I told you this, Corey, that nobody wanted to say that there were black-looking people anywhere but on Earth. And it was like there's this racism inside the cabal. They don't want black people to know that they have extraterrestrial ancestry.
Right, and you were being told that black people didn't serve.
Didn't serve in the space program.
Right, and there were people from all races.
In Gnostic cosmology, the universe is governed not by a single creator god, but by a complex order of emanated intelligences called aeons. These aeons exist in the pleroma, the fullness beyond matter. They represent principles like thought, wisdom, and truth. Sophia, one of the highest aeons, falls from this divine order, generating the demiurge, a flawed creator responsible for the material world. This fall sets the stage for human entrapment in matter and the need for gnosis, or inner knowledge, to return to the source. Aeons are not deities to worship, but metaphysical maps of realities unfolding. To understand them is to trace the soul's path.
Caro, you know the movie They Live? How far is that from the truth?
How real is They Live? Way more than fiction. Those alien-looking beings, in real life, they're not always aliens. They're shapeshifters, synthetics, and walk-ins. Some are consciousnesses that hijack human bodies. Some are artificial, bioshells running programs. Others are beings that step in when a soul leaves, like a walk-in. They use glamour fields, energetic overlays to hide. But when your frequency rises, they're mask glitches. You don't need sunglasses, you just need clarity.
So I was totally amazed to find out this prophecy of a first wave of ascension, that it was going to happen by mid-2025, and that there is going to be, as I just said, a full solar flash, but only after everybody's ready for it. So some of us are going to be able to go right into that higher astral body and be ready for the full-blown fourth density right away after this first wave happens. So apparently there will be some people who become incredible superheroes right off the bat. And this could involve telekinesis, this could involve telepathy, this could involve shooting lightning out of your hands, balls of light out of your hands. All these kinds of interesting things appear to be some of the basic stuff. The ability to project thought forms, to project complex visual thought forms. And again, by location, projecting your own essence into your fourth density body. And that's what we're all going to have to learn how to do. And once we're all finished with that, then there is a full solar flash, because now everybody has walked into fourth density, and everybody's walked off the stage of the earth. There's no need to be there anymore. We've all learned how to activate our astral bodies. We go into this new layer of existence, and only then is there the full solar flash. Now, the Law of One actually talks about all this stuff, and they estimate in the books that it's going to take somewhere between 100 to 700 years before this happens. Now, in the meantime, once we go through this first wave of ascension, we all get something that they describe extensively in the Law of One. You can go look it up or read Michael Prophecies again, where they talk about the third, fourth activated body. What the hell is the third, fourth activated body? The third, fourth activated body means that you live in a human body, you still have your body, but you also have your fourth density body activated enough that now it can do things like poltergeist events. it might start causing telekinesis to occur, and at first you don't realize that you are causing it, but it's this other version of you that would be like a ghost that lives at the same time as you are living. So you're interconnected with this consciousness, and it can actually go and move things without your awareness. And so if you look at all the teachings of the classic ancient master yogis, they all talk about the importance of raising your consciousness, and eventually gets to the point where people are having lucid dreams, out-of-body experiences, and in the case of levitating saints, we talk about this in our new movie.
You don't have 5 senses, you have 15. Why do you think the system insists that you can only see, hear, touch, smell, and taste? Because if you discover the others, you become free. Listen well, the 5 physical senses are just the shell, what Aristotle taught in the 4th century before Christ, and you still believe it. But now let's get into the hidden ones, the ones that activate your mind as a secret weapon. Imagination, expanded focus, deep empathy, emotional memory, and conscious visualization. With these 10, you are no longer prey. But wait, the most dangerous ones are missing, the ones of the soul. Here the true awakening begins. Remote viewing, clairvoyance, psychometry, telepathy, and pure intuition. They don't teach these, they fear them, because with them you can see the invisible, feel what others hide, get ahead of the future, and hack the matrix. When you reprogram these hidden senses, your inner genius is activated and the game changes forever.
Last year of normalcy. I believe it. This is the absolute last year of a normal economy. Even right now, if you look at the job numbers, they're all negative. Every fucking month, they're negative, like a recession. And that's why Trump went into Venezuela, grabbed that oil, went into Iran, grabbed that, because while the world is losing jobs all over the place, you think it's just in America? The Chinese just had factories completely replaced with robots and robots. I told you this shit 6 months ago. Yeah. My billionaire friend says he goes to a dark warehouse. I'm like, what's a dark warehouse? They have no lights. No lights. Why? They have no humans in there. It's all machines. They don't need lights. So what I'm trying to tell you is this shit is all coming down. Every little bit, piece of it. So you can do one of two things. You can enjoy the last year of what's gonna, of this type of living. Go out there to the bars, go have a whole bunch of whores, or you can prepare. Prepare by knowing something about AI. Prepare by having some money in reserves, gold, ammo. If you go to my house, you think it's a grocery store with how much water I have there. I'm ready. Stocked up. Do you know one of the richest people I know? He called me up 18 months ago. He's like, Gary, I'm gonna open a gun shop. I'm like, why? There's not much money in that shit. Why would you open that? He's like, oh, I'm not worried about making money off it. When shit hits the fan, I got fucking somewhere to go get all my ammo. They told me that 18 fucking months ago. It's coming. It's coming. Prepare, because
the CIA has footage of hell. Is trending right now. Like, are we doing this again? The same agency that can't keep a 2-person meeting secret for 48 hours has been sitting on footage of hell for decades, and nobody leaked it. Not one guy, not one disgruntled analyst on his way out. Not one whistleblower who looked at the footage and thought, yeah, people should know about this. Nothing. It's just sitting there in a filing cabinet next to the UFOs. But here's what's actually interesting is this isn't a new thing. In 1989, a Soviet drilling project in Siberia hit like this unexpected cavity. And then they dropped a microphone down there, and then they heard humans screaming. So hell was confirmed, and the story went everywhere, except it was fake. Didn't matter. Every generation needs hell to be somewhere you can point to, somewhere locatable, filmable, somewhere with coordinates. Because a hell that's a condition a state of permanent separation from everything good, a choice that was compounded for eternity, that's one that's harder to share. That's one that's asking something of you. The Siberia hole doesn't ask anything, neither does the CIA footage. You share it, you feel something, and you move on. But here's the part that nobody's really talking about, is the people sharing this footage, unironically, a lot of them reject the idea of hell anyways, or they go to churches that stopped preaching hell 30 years ago because it made people uncomfortable. They didn't want the doctrine, they want the footage. Because footage doesn't require a response. And the doctrine does.
5 hidden details inside the hell photographs taken by Franz Alessandro von Hohenberg in 1906. The first appears in the Malabolge. One of the devils seems aware of Franz's presence. While the others remain focused on their tasks, this figure looks directly toward the camera, as if it had noticed the explorer entering its domain. The second detail is about the horns. Across the Malabolge images, the devils show different horn shapes and sizes. Some are curved, some are split, others spiral upward. These variations might not be random. They could indicate a hierarchy, a rank, or a function within the demonic order. The third is found inside the city of Dis. The streets appear empty, silent, abandoned. No souls, no damned, no human presence except for a single figure, standing alone among the burning walls. It doesn't match the devils, and it doesn't resemble the damned described by Dante. Its identity remains completely unknown. The fourth detail is hidden inside the panoramic photograph of the infernal pit. If you zoom into the deeper levels, you can already see the massive walls of the city of Dis waiting far below, long before Franz even reaches it. The final detail comes from the 10th Bolgia, the falsifiers. In the original text, they are afflicted by disease, madness, and corruption of the body. In these photographs, however, their punishment looks drastically different. Enormous heads half buried in the ground, swollen and disfigured by tumors. A grotesque variation of the same sin, but far more disturbing than any written description.